and just a little bit of permanent red. And we're going to work with the sun today. We're going to put the sun in here. Now, I've already covered the canvas with a thin layer of magic white. Save a little time. And next we'll go into a little bit of white and a touch of alizarin crimson. And we'll work that a little bit. And maybe very gently. And always making these little X patterns. There we go. Just work it right on back up into here. And then I'm going to go into a little alizarin, a little touch of Prussian blue. It makes sort of like a little lavender color here. And we'll just work that from out here inward. We'll play with some crazy colors in the sky today. And just come right on around with it like that. I know somebody's out there saying already, sure don't look like the sun to me. Okay, now let's take the big brush and we're going to start bringing all this together very gently. There we go. See how all those colors just blend together? Okay. Now we'll hypnotize it just a little bit. And while I've got this brush dirty, I'll take just a little touch of the blue and lavender mixed together here. And we'll do this. And bring it right into here. We don't want to destroy this nice reflected light area that we're putting into the water already. Just very gently bring all this together. There we go. Okay, clean up the brush. Now, let's take a little titanium white and load the brush full. We'll go right into the center of this. We'll grind that into the canvas. Just really push that color in. There. And we'll take the knife and take off the excess paint. The value remains in the canvas. And now we can work with that a little bit. There we go. And the first color we put on turns out to be the aura that's around the sun. Okay, now we can take and play with some almighty clouds here. And we'll take let's take a little brown and a little blue. And make up a nice little color here. Sort of a gray color. And let's build some almighty clouds. And we'll just let these run right across the sun. Be careful not to put too much blue into this. You want it to gray, otherwise when you hit that yellow, it's going to turn green on you. There we go. Nice fluffy little cloud. Just laying around here in the sky being lazy. Okay, maybe we'll have another little cloud up here. Just let him play. There he goes. Okay, now let's put some highlights on these clouds. And right close to the sun here, I want them to be quite bright. There. A little bit more into the orangey type pinkish hue. There we go. That's better. little brighter on this edge right here. Maybe, there we are. Okay, just lay these on. Let all these pretty little colors just sort of float through the clouds. And mix the color on your brush. That way you have a multitude of colors all in one brush. Okay. Now, on this cloud, the light, as you can see, is coming from the other direction, so it's going to hit the bottom of the cloud more than the top. And we'll put some little sparkles here and there. There we go. Maybe some little highlights just playing around. Okay. Now we'll take the big brush and very gently, super, super light, just enough to bring this together. Just want to blend them together. Little bit. Fill some of the little highlights here and there. Now we can hypnotize the whole thing. If you haven't used a firm paint, now you're in trouble. So be sure your paint is very, very firm. Okay. Now, let's put some little small clouds just laying along here. Okay, just little stringy clouds, I call them, for lack of a better name. Now we'll take a little bit of color and highlight these clouds just across the top. Just like the sunlight's bouncing along here and playing and having fun. There. Okay. Now we'll gently hypnotize these and just bring them right into the picture. There we go. Okay. Now we'll take just a little touch of magic white. We need a thin paint, thin paint here. And be sure you're finished with your sky when you do this, because it's just about over once you start this. And we'll put some little light rays coming through here, just indications, like you're bouncing through and playing. Okay, just enough to give it a little indication back here. Now, let's see, way back here, very lightly, let's just make us a little water line back in here. Like so. I thought we'd do like a nice bay or something like that where the water's not violently rough, just nice, few little ripples here and there, a few little waves coming in. Just work those around. Okay, now as we get up closer here, let's have a little wave in here, just like so. Put us a little darker color in so it'll stand out. Maybe just a little one back in here. A little dark underneath these. Okay. Now we'll take a little bit of white, a little magic white with it, and we're going to push just to put a little bit of foam on top of that water. We'll sort of pull that down, and maybe here it's already curled over. And we'll just lift that right over like that. A little bit in here. Now, if you're doing this at home, when it dries, take little dots of white paint and just lay all in here, and it'll look like the light just sparkling right across the water, but just little dots of white paint. Don't overdo it. Just some little foamy things happening all out through here. Very light. We don't want anything real bright back here. Okay. Okay. Now then, I think I'll take a little alizarin crimson and sap green mixed together to make a nice brown color. Warm, warm brown, since we've used the alizarin in here. And brown is such a nice color. It's a very warm, peaceful color. Maybe we'll put some little things like this in here. There we go. Put some little grassy things laying here on the beach. There. And let's take a little bit of the Prussian blue. Maybe there's a little place laying right in here where the water sort of formed. So we'll put just a little more blue right here, like so. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to make a mixture of brown and white. And we'll make some sand here on the beach. And we just let this knife work right down through here, very gently. And try to get the paint to break like that. Maybe we'll go back and right over here. Maybe we'll have this coming right down through here. And we can start putting all these little bushes and weeds that grow out here on the sand. This is still the sap green and alizarin crimson. There we go. Okay. And follow the lay of the land here. You want it to look like it's sort of coming down. If we're going to have a little pool of water here, you need to have it coming down so it just work in there. There we go. And we can take and lay a little bit of sand right down through here. Okay, let's start with some reflections in this water. Let's take a little touch right here. Let's build some nice little reflections in this little pool that's laying here. Okay. Okay, now we can come ahead and decide where we want the dirt to come. Maybe it'll come right out like that. And let's put a little thing right out here. There we go. Very lightly. And we can bring some over in here. Maybe this one comes way out. It would if I didn't run out of paint. There we go. Just lay that in there. Okay, now we'll take a little bit of magic white and we'll put some little things happening around the water's edge here. Just here and there. Always have a lot of foam that builds up around the seek. So we'll just lay all these little foamy things in here. A little bit over here, so it looks like that just sort of slips on into the background there. And off and away. Okay. Now we can put a few more little things in here just to build this out. Still following the lay of the land. Alrighty, let's take some brown here. And I'm going to put like an old snow fence coming down through here, I think. So we'll start with straight Van Dyke brown. And these old fences are made out of just whatever happens to be available. So they're all different sizes, all different shapes. The wind and the weather, they tear them apart and they really get bad looking. So we'll just lay them in here. Some of them are just about to rot. Maybe there's a little short one right here. Give him a little more. There. This one over here, maybe he just comes like so. Every which way. Every which way. And we'll just let these happen. Sometimes they're close together, sometimes they're far apart, so wherever you want them. There. And maybe one's just about to fall over. There he goes. Okay, now take a little touch of the light color here, and I'm going to just put a little touch of light just right on the edge of these, just here and there. This is just brown and white, just a little bit. Well, those do look nice and old. They've been hanging around the beach for a long time. There we go. Okay, now take a little bit of paint here. And let's just make this whole thing just wander around, and it's just about had it. Come right on down. There. And maybe this one has a bunch on the other side, so we just keep from cutting through. Comes through like this. And let's give him one more. That went so well. Let's do another one. There. Okay. Now, if you really want to spruce these up a little bit, you can put just a little bit on top here. Let's use just a little touch lighter color so it shows up there. Just a little light playing along the corner. And use the small edge of this knife too. Don't just use the other edge. Okay. Now then, let's put a nice little tree right here. We need an old, tired tree that's lived right next to the ocean all of its life, and it's not the best place in the world for an old tree to live. There. Boy, he looks tired already. Okay, let's give him another little helper here. There we go. Okay, let's use the little liner brush here and just put some highlights right along here. and let those sort of fade back. Okay. Give him a few more little branches. This is just a thin oil. It's mixed with the paint, so it's a little bit thinner. And then it flows better. Okay, comes right along. Like that. And we just put a few little limbs at random, and then we'll put some leaves on them. Maybe right in here. Maybe there's one that's just tired. He's hanging down. There. Poor old tree. Okay. And we'll take a little bit of the alizarin and the sap green again. Maybe dull it down with a little bit of brown. We don't want this very bright. And that's all right. That's nice. Just put some little leaves out here. Okay, there we go. Just drop them little rascals on wherever you want them. Maybe we'll just put these back and let this limb protrude on through. Maybe he's already got tired one on strike. Just laying out there by himself. Okay, we'll take a little bit of green, a little yellow, and I put just a little touch of brown with it to dull it. Once again, I don't want this to be a bright, bright tree. I want this to be quite dull. And we'll put a few little highlights here. There we go. Just here and there. Okay. All right. Now, we can go back and fill in some more of these little bushy areas just to give him a little character. There. That's nice. Now, let's we'll take a little alizarin crimson and brown here, and maybe we'll just put a few little things that are trying to grow here. Life's sort of rough out here, so they're not doing too great. Just here and there. Maybe there's one laying over here. Okay. This is a very quiet little seascape. Something you can do, and it's just a little practice, and I think you'll enjoy it. It's probably the most fun is working with this sky. And there's a multitude of things you can do here. There's no limit to the different colors you can use. You can change them to any color that pleases you. Feel free. We're not trying to teach you to copy here. We're trying to teach you a technique. And how you use that technique is strictly up to you. You're only limited by your imagination. So let it go. Have fun with it. Practice. And you too can be an almighty painter. Okay, I think we'll very quickly sign this picture. And we'll call it finished. So we'll take a little bit of thin paint here. And just do that. I want to thank you very, very much for watching us today. I hope you have enjoyed this picture. It's a little different than what we've done in the past. But it gives you some more ideas of what you can do. So, until next time, happy painting.